evening. Here are the headlines for this hour. The most wanted man in Singapore has been caught in Johor Bahru. He will be detained at the Whitley Road Detention Centre once he is brought back to Singapore. Senior Minister and Coordinating Minister for National Security, Professor S. Jayakumar, says his arrest underscores the excellent working relations between security agencies both in Singapore and in Malaysia. Selamat Kastari had apparently swam across the Straits of Johor using an improvised flotation device. This happened soon after his escape from the detention centre just last year. While Home Affairs Minister Wong Kan Seng says he is very happy that Selamat has been arrested, he says there are other JI members who are still out there. So he urges Singaporeans not to let their guard down. The capture of Selamat is indeed a significant one, as it also serves to cripple the Jemaah Islamiyah network. Razor TV spoke to a terrorism expert about the arrest.
It is a very significant capture because Selamat Kastari is the most wanted man in Singapore, and certainly he is one of the most wanted people in Southeast Asia. And it's a significant victory for the Singaporean Security and Intelligence Service, as well as for the Malaysian Special Branch. Both these institutions are very professional agencies, and when they work together, there was this remarkable result of the capture of the most wanted man in Singapore, and also one of the most wanted people in the region. When governments work together, there is good results, and governments need to work even more closely to disrupt and degrade a regional terrorist network. It has certainly restored the confidence on the part of the Singaporeans, but Singaporeans always believe in their government. Singaporeans always know that the security of Singapore is gold standard, and they always depend on their government to protect them.
Sources told the Straits Times that Selamat was tracked down based on intelligence provided by Singapore's Internal Security Department, and the capture was a result of a joint operation by security agencies in Malaysia and Singapore. So what is the significance of the arrest?
Wanted 13 months ago, now nabbed and behind bars for the past month. Selamat Kastari may have been just one dangerous man, but his capture has crippled terrorist network Jemaah Islamiyah, and authorities, it seems, had foiled another terror plan in the process.
Jemaah Islamiyah has suffered, and this is a major setback for JI. Selamat has been working with JI Malaysia and with Singapore, and his arrest is a clear signal to terrorist groups that they are being fought, and it is also a signal to any terrorist that you can run but you cannot hide. Eventually you will be caught and you will be punished.
But there is still more work for the security agencies, as terrorism activity has not totally been snuffed out in the Southeast Asian region.
Terrorist groups are moving away from operational terrorism, meaning conducting attacks, towards radicalizing and politicizing a larger group of people, a larger population, particularly the youth. So the next wave of threat will come more from extremism and from radicalism rather than operational terrorism. So there is more intellectual and ideological investment on the part of terrorist groups by printing books, propaganda, radicalizing people. That is why governments need to work together with the education ministries, with the schools, with the religious ministries, working with the Muslim schools, with the mosques and with Muslim associations to educate the people that Al-Qaeda and Jemaah Islamiyah are not Quranic groups, that they are deviant and heretical groups.
And so it looks like the battle to win minds away from terror will have to continue, and it is a campaign that extends beyond security agencies.
The escape of Selamat last year stunned many locals, and even with his capture, Singaporeans still believe that they cannot afford to be complacent and take the nation's security for granted.
This Whitley Road estate was one of the very first areas searched after Selamat's escape on 27 February last year. His capture on April 1st closes an episode that shocked many and raised worries about the fugitive and what he might do.
I think it's very important that we have captured terrorists Singapore will be a much safer place, and I think the security is taken care very well.
I hope next time government will be more careful of this kind of things, just like this kind of people, so this to something like that, security more tight a bit, see. We only worry next time will happen again, just like last time capture him, then run away, now come back again.
Other people we spoke to say that the Mas Selamat episode must continue to remind people not to be complacent about their security.
They have to learn from their mistakes so that they will. So this thing will happen again, as simple as that.
I think we have to continue to be vigilant because terrorism is not only in Singapore but throughout the world, and so we have to play our part to sort of to control, all right, or to keep an eye on terrorists, all right.
While terror remains a constant threat that hovers over the region, one thing is clear for now. Well, especially for this boy.
I feel very safe. There are no any terrorists around, and we live very happily. Every day we won't be so, frightened about Mas Selamat. So like that.
Now here's a look at Singapore in 60 seconds. Singapore's first batch of F-15 fighter aircrafts have arrived at the Republic's detachment location in the US. And Singapore Red Cross is going digital this year. In celebration of World Red Cross Day, the humanitarian organization here put itself on the internet map with a Facebook question and answer session. Fish oil may be making its way into the diet of inmates here. The Singapore prisons is set to test out this theory from a British study that found that fish oil reduces violent behavior in youth. A provision shop in Tampines has been gutted by a blaze. At about 3 a.m. yesterday, a housewife alerted the police about the fire. An elderly woman living 2 floors above the shop has been admitted to hospital for smoke inhalation. And that was our Singapore Minute. Now back to Razor's Top 5. Senior Minister of State for Education Iswaran says parents are quite right to be concerned by some parts of AWARE's sexuality education program. While he did not elaborate, he stressed the Education Ministry strives to keep sexuality education in line with mainstream values in Singapore. And 3 more people were screened for the new flu strain yesterday, and 1 more traveller was quarantined. The developments came even as the Health Ministry plans to lower the flu pandemic alert level here next week. Results of tests to check if the trio have contracted the new influenza A H1N1 strain are pending. All 29 other people who developed flu symptoms within 7 days of returning from affected countries have been cleared. And those are our top 5 stories today. If you want to contact us, you can now send us tweets at Razor TV on Twitter, or send us a message via our Facebook application. Also, do drop us an email if you have any news, photos, or videos for us. And also, don't feel shy to join in our Razor TV forums to share your views and opinions with us. We'll see you again next week.